So, Season 7 for our Brisbane Roar side in this Youth Development Challenge was actually really, really impressive, considering we were playing 5 players whose entire wage per week was £150 across the 5 of them. Season 8, we want to go one further, and by one further I mean we need to be doing a lot better in the Asian Champions League. We got to the semi-finals last time around. The 2 previous seasons we got to the final, eventually losing out to Middle Eastern sides. Can we get to the final, and can we actually win the thing in Season 8? Obviously, it is the start of a transfer window. We've got £3.5 million to spend and a hell of a lot of money left in our wage budget, although don't know whether we're really going to be able to do too much with it. And as it is a youth development challenge, we need to be picking ourselves 5 players who have come through our youth intakes over the last few seasons with Brisbane Roar and locking them in to the starting 11. And in Season 8, I am going to be doing a couple more changes. I wasn't expecting to do it, but I think from our youth intake last season, we kind of have to. But we're not going to look at them just yet. We are going to briefly take a look at the transfers that have taken place. In fact, nothing has taken place. We have loaned out a couple of players. So Samuel Negri, who came for our youth intake a very, very long time ago, has gone out on loan to Redlands United, as has Max Dujic, who came through our youth intake last time around. He's also gone out on loan. So far, no other transfer business has happened. So we are going to jump forward to the end of the initial transfer window, see what transfer business we can do, see how well things go, because I believe the Australia Cup will be taking place, or part of the Australia Cup will also be taking place in the first few weeks or months of the season, so we'll jump forward to see how far we get on in that as well. It is now the 8th of September, and we have kicked off the Australia Cup with a 6-0 victory against Redlands United, a team that we did loan 2 players to. However, we then fall against Sydney FC in the second round. We have literally won this thing 4 times out of the last 5, and we have been knocked out in the second round against Sydney FC. In the quarterfinals, we have got Runaway Bay versus Wolves FC. I mean, who are these? They're a semi-professional side. Runaway Bay are also a semi-professional side. This is frustrating to me. After last season, which was arguably our most successful season, we have then just absolutely balls this up at literally the second round. I can't believe that has happened, but unfortunately these things do happen, and I'm wondering whether some of it is linked to the Youth Development Challenge where we have locked in 5 players, and I'll show you who we've locked in just a moment. Because first I do need to show you a brand new signing to the club. Martin Rivero is a 21-year-old Uruguayan international defender. He's a right back, he's a centre back, he's a left back. He has been brought in because I think we need better defenders, and Rivero is certainly one of those. He's got 4.5-star current ability, possibly 5-star potential. He's cost absolutely nothing as well. I think we've got ourselves another possible world-class footballer on our hands. And that is it. That is all the transfer business we have done. If we have a look at the released players, jump back to last season, I don't think there is anyone either that has been released from their contract. So our squad looks pretty much the same as it did at the end of last season with the addition of Rivero. The 5 players that we are locking into our starting 11, however, is slightly different. And by slightly different, we have rearranged a few people. So last season, Draper was a right winger, Shepherd was an attacking midfielder, Andre Norton didn't exist until about October time, Jaden Rhodes was in our starting 11, and Szymanski came through our October youth intake as well. So let's take a look then at the players. Jaden Rhodes, 18 years old, 2 under-20 caps now to his name. He's getting better, okay? He's not amazing, but he's getting better. I feel like this might have been part of the reason why we might struggle in some competitions occasionally, because we always seem to play not very good defenders. We are also playing Szymanski. Now, Szymanski, I said in last season that I don't necessarily think he's the best player to come for our youth intake. However, the scouts did. And I'm going to take their word for it and assume that they know more than what I know about the code underneath the game, because I don't know the code underneath the game. So Szymanski's going to get locked in as our left back, because I feel like if they think he's our best player, he must be our best player. So we're going to try it. We're going to try him out. We've got season 8, 9 and 10 to play. If he plays for those 3 seasons, we will see how he develops. Moving up the field, we are dropping Owen Apap. And that is partially because, if we have a look at Apap here, he's all right, but I feel like he'll get into the starting 11. Okay, I feel like we don't need to pick Apap, and I think actually leaving the 2 defensive midfield positions open all the time might be better, because it means we can do rotation when players get injured and things like that. In the attacking midfield position, so on the right-hand side, Ben Shepherd, last season played as an attacking midfielder. This season will be playing on the right wing. Still only under 19s caps for the Australia side, But he's good. I think he's good. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. We've got Krios Draper leading the line this time. Last time around, he was a right winger. And I'm pushing him up to be a striker because he does have 15 finishing. And I feel like that's a good number to be a striker with. And finally, in the attacking midfield role, which last season was occupied by Ben Shepherd, is Andre Norton, who I just think is probably the best player to ever come through our youth intake with his current ability as what it is. It says only 2-star, 4.5-star potential ability, but I just think he's really good. I don't know what it is. I think there's just something about him. He's really good now, so we're going to lock him into that starting 11 and try and unlock as much potential as we can out of him. It means, obviously, we do not have our goalkeeper locked in, which will arguably be Versluis. We know that. Our right back will probably be Rivero, but it could be Charlie Bright. Yes, we have dropped Charlie Bright, but I feel like he's good enough to get into the squad anyway. So there was a reason why we did it. In central defence, Rivero can play there. We've still got Lackley Samuel. Charlie Bright can play as a centre-back as well if we need him. Defence midfield, as you've seen, we've got Gerdwich, Reich, we've got Noel, we've got Leonard, we've got Pizza, we've got a Pap. We've got loads of players who can play in those positions. And on that left-hand side, it will be Sancho. Because if it's anybody else, my assistant manager is an idiot. Fully aware that last season, I didn't start Sancho, did I? I had him on the subs bench for the first half of the season and then immediately changed my mind when it got to about January time. Anyway, we are also in the Asian Champions League, as you'd expect, after we won both the regular season and the A-League finals. We are going to be up against, in the Champions League, Osaka from Japan, Selangor from Malaysia, and back down here, Seoul, obviously from South Korea. So, I think we should be good enough to get through this group. It's probably going to be easier than last year, and I think last year we absolutely walked through this group, partially because we did have a team from Bangladesh, but we did beat the two teams from, I want to say, Japan and Korea as well. Last season, we beat them by 6 goals at their home stadium, so I feel like we should be getting out of the group no problems whatsoever. So that is the transfer business that we have done. Obviously, no real matches have taken place other than the Australia Cup, which we are no longer in. So just the 2 competitions to focus on now. Maybe this is the year. Now we don't have the distraction of the Australia Cup that we're going to win the Asian Champions League. I'm fully aware that is an absolute nonsense excuse because the Australia Cup is like 9 matches and they're all out of the way by probably about October time. It's the 5th of January and we have done okay in the Asian Champions League. Not amazing. We do have a positive 26 goal difference. However, we have not won the group. We've finished second by just 1 point, and that is purely because we lost 5-3 against Seoul. We did draw with Seoul as well, but we won our matches. We beat Osaka 13-0 away from home. We beat Selangor 7-1. Then we beat Osaka again 5-0 and Selangor 4-0. So we scored a lot of goals. Problem is, we conceded 5 against Seoul in that one. Chris Draper is our top goal scorer in the Champions League with 14. That's a lot of goals for 6 matches. There is a bigger problem, however. This is the worst start to a season we've ever had. After 11 matches, we're 8th in the table. We've got just 4 wins. Wins that are comfortable as well. 4-0 against Western United and Melbourne City. Adelaide beating them 3-0. And then Sydney United beating them 4-1. But 4 draws, not good. 3 defeats, even worse. Both of them coming against, or 2 coming against Perth Glory and 1 against Central Coast Mariners. So the 2 teams at the top of the table. I don't know what's causing this. Can we have a look? Is there like a clear problem here? I mean, Szymanski's not doing amazing on a 6.3 in that one. What about this one here? Ben Shepherd. Shepherd's playing... Why are your name there? I mean, Pizza on a 6.2 versus Louis, getting a poor result there. We did only lose that one 3-2, so we scored a couple of goals, but also conceded. I mean, we're just not really defending. I think this is the problem. When we defend well, we defend really well. We don't concede at all. When we defend badly, we defend real badly. Just seen there against Osaka where we win 13-0. 6 goals from Draper. Did Sancho miss 2 penalties as well? Hold on. Could we have won this 15-0? He did miss 2 penalties, although admittedly I think he just missed a penalty there and missed a penalty there. We could have won this match 15-0. He got an 8.8 after missing 2 penalties. That's ridiculous. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. That's not why we're looking at these. We're looking at these because we are absolutely awful in the league, and that is a problem for us, I think. It is obviously a transfer window. We've got £3.5 million to spend. We are negative £1.2 million in the bank, but that doesn't really matter, does it? Because basically, if they're giving us money to spend, this number up here doesn't make a difference to me. Maybe we need to invest in another centre-back? I mean, I don't really know what to do. Maybe we need to think about who we're playing in defence. Maybe we need a really good defensive midfielder. Maybe that's the problem. So far, we haven't done any transfers, by the way, and I will double check because I always forget to do this. Some players do get released. Luke Quinn got released. Basically, these are players that don't get registered in our 25-man squad or whatever it needs to be, and I just kind of forget that they get released because I don't care that they're not in the club anymore because we weren't playing them anyway. So anyway, start of the season has not been good. Knocked out of the Australia Cup, doing absolutely appallingly in the league as well. We've kind of done okay, though, when it comes to the Champions League. Let's go through the transfer window, see if we can make our squad any better. I feel like we need to do something. We've done one thing, and that is sell Jay Neve to Shenhua in China. He's gone for 275, possibly going up to £300,000. He just wasn't playing for us, and they offered a bit of money, and I went, you know what, that'll do. There is a sell-on in there as well, so if he is any good and eventually moves on from China to possibly back to Australia, maybe for a bit of money, we're going to get a bit of kickback, but it's not going to be a lot of money, and that's it. So my talk of we need to strengthen our squad fell on deaf ears, and those were my own ears. So maybe we might have made a mistake. I will point out, though, we have started to claw things back, though. We're now up into 5th place, and I think that's because when it comes to January, we've done reasonably well. We have still drawn against Wellington, Phoenix and Western United, but we have won 4 out of 6 matches, and Draper has scored lots of goals. Andre Norton as well. He's got 14 goals in 22 starts. So we're turning things around. It's probably not too much of a problem anymore. We've got a lot of goals scored, 40 scored, but 23 conceded is arguably too many. We are, what is that, 4, 5, 6, 7 points behind top of the table. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. You can see there as well, in the Asian Champions League, we are up against Yokohama F. Marinos, a team that I believe we have probably played before in the past, and if we haven't, I feel like we should be good enough to beat them. Can we even see? Is that a thing? There's no last fixtures or anything, but yeah, we should be good enough to beat Yokohama F. Marinos. I'm hoping we can get ourselves to the final. I mean, if the league's not going well, the Australia Cup's not going well, the Asian Champions League has to go well, right? Surely something has to go our way. Oh, and another thing that's not necessarily gone away, it's not been too bad, is our youth intake. So Robert Moore, first up, not amazing, but he's coming in. We've got Andy Crichton, who actually looks quite good. I'm not convinced he's a right back. I feel like he might be more of a defensive midfielder. The problem is he can't header, and that is probably a key thing for a defensive midfielder. Max Robinson, next up, is an awful goalkeeper, but might get good maybe one day if all the stars align. We've got Lujbicic, who, again, might get good. He's a centre-back, he's 6'4", he's got no pace and no physical ability, but when it comes to technical numbers, he's all right. Mentally, he is also all right. Anthony Hill is a left winger and striker, who, as we know, left wingers won't get into our squad unless Sancho is just ripped from the face of the earth. But Anthony Hill could get good physically. He's okay mentally. He's all right, isn't he? Owen Thompson, next up, 1-star, current ability, 4-star potential as a striker. I think he's, so far of all the players we've seen, he's probably the best. He's not amazing, is he? And then we've got Serkan Yücel, who is a central midfielder, so he'd have to be retrained probably to be a defensive midfielder. He's 16 years old. He's all right. He's got some reasonable technical numbers, and by reasonable I mean he's got some technique and some passing ability. Mentally, not amazing. He's angry, that's a thing. And physically, he's all right. He's pretty fast, actually. I say fast. 14 acceleration, 10 pace. Natural fitness of 15 is also pretty good. So it's not the best. It's not the best youth intake, let's be honest. They actually reckon the star graduate is Owen Thompson. I probably agree with that. Anyway then, let's jump forward then to the end of the regular season. Can we turn this around? Can we win the league? And can we get ourselves to another Asian Champions League final? Although it probably won't be the final. Yeah, it's definitely not the final, and the smart ones of you have probably worked out who we got knocked out by, because Yokohama F. Marinos were the team that we were playing in the knockout round. We lose 3-1, 5-4 on aggregate, meaning that we get knocked out, and it means that we have a final of Al Halil, and we also have Yokohama F. Marinos. So Al Halil could be on course to win it for a second successive season, something that no one has done since Uara Red Diamonds in 23 or 22-23, which was a duplicate final. I'm not convinced that was a thing. Maybe that didn't happen. And in the league, yeah, we didn't win. We finished on 46 points, our worst performance ever. So we've gone from last season, which was our best performance ever, to this season, which was our worst performance ever. So we did get 12 wins in the end. 10 draws is the killer there. 4 defeats is actually really good. The draws are the problem. We scored 66 goals. But if we sort by goals against, we are there. Like, we should not have conceded 38 goals. Central Coast Mariners let in 21. It's not been a good year, has it? It's really not been a good year for our Brisbane Roar side. Obviously, we have made it, though, into the finals. We did drop down from 3rd to 4th as well after the last game. In fact, I think it says we're playing Wellington Phoenix in the elimination final. So we're not even in the actual finals yet. So normally we go in at the semi-final phase and then the grand final phase, but we have to get past Wellington Phoenix first to then get into the semi-finals, to then get to the final. We've got an extra match to play. And that extra match, we should have absolutely battered them. But we drew 2-2 and eventually had to beat them on penalties. It was Zabala missing the opening penalty for Wellington Phoenix, meaning we do get ourselves into the A-League finals. And in the semi-final, we get ourselves through to the final by beating Sydney FC. It's going to be us versus Central Coast Mariners in the final, 5-2 on aggregate. And then somehow, after an absolutely appalling season, we have still left it with a trophy. Andre Norton, Sancho Leonard, and Sancho again winning us the A-League finals with a 4-2 victory. We should have had a 5th because Sancho missed a penalty. I feel like he misses far too many penalties, but we have managed to do it somehow. I don't know how. I mean, this is such a terrible season. Such a terrible season. Second round knockout in the Australia Cup, second round knockout in the Asian Champions League, finishing 4th in the regular season, but winning the finals means we do not finish this season empty-handed. But arguably we should have done. We should have finished it empty-handed. I'm worried now the board don't like me. B-. The supporters are a D. Yeah, I'm not surprised because they want to be seeing us win everything, surely, because we've done so well the last few seasons. Now we're not doing well. I mean, reached the Isuzu A-League finals semi-final. We failed. We won it. Or did they want to finish in the... Okay, they wanted us to finish 1st or 2nd in the league to get straight into the semi-final. Fine, that makes sense, I guess. But the board are happy to a certain extent, so we're not going to get sacked. That was genuinely a worry, okay? By the way, in January, there was genuinely a worry that we might get sacked this season. The last thing to do then, before we end this season, is take a look at the 5 players locked in. Jaden Rhodes, first up, 19 years old, 3 under-20 caps now to his name, 4 goals, 2 assists. He's getting better. He's genuinely getting better. I think he's not too far away from being somebody who will just get into the starting 11 without us actually having to lock him in there. In the left-back position, however, Jacek Szymanski is not really improving a huge amount. Now 18 years old, 1 under-20 cap. He has got 7 assists and 2 goals to his name. He's just not really done much. He's just not really done much at all. He's worth 1.2 to £2 million, though, so there is definitely something there. The game thinks he's got some high potential. So we might need to stick with Szymanski until the end of Season 10, just to see if we can kind of eke anything out of him. On the right wing is Ben Shepherd, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential, 18 years old, still only under 19s caps for Australia, 10 goals and 8 assists in 38 starts. He's getting good. I think he's getting good. I mean... I always look at this before I look at the numbers, and this shape is good. The numbers, maybe not so much. Some of the numbers are a little bit on the low side, like passing of 7 is not a good number for passing, is it? Physically as well, he's got like stamina of 9, not good. Strength of 7, not particularly good either. But he's still only 18, so plenty of time to develop, and I think he is going to be doing that. Andre Norton, however, in his debut season, I think has improved. I don't know whether he has improved, but he looks like he's got better to me. 24 goals and 11 assists from that central attacker midfield position. He's just good, isn't he? He's got 5 under 20 caps with 3 goals as well to his name. I think this was a wise decision to put Andre Norton in 4-star current ability. Definitely a wise decision. And finally, Krios Draper, who last season played as a right winger. I pushed him up to be a striker this season, has got 31 goals and 7 assists. This was also a very wise decision. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential, so he's lost half a star or maybe a full star of potential ability, but Draper is actually turning into a good footballer. 9 under 20 goals and 13 under 20 starts. Has he been playing as a striker for the under 20s? He's also got some under 23 appearances by the looks of it. So under 23s as a striker, under 20s on the left predominantly. Just having a look at the rest of the squad, so sorting by goals, we've got Sancho is up there. He's unhappy. He wants to move to a bigger club. Great. Well, that's next season then. That's going to be a thing. Jack Mason as well is also up there. He's unhappy. He wants to start more games. I have listed him purely because he's not getting game time and he's just going to get annoyed. So I want to get rid of him. He's actually out of contract, so he probably will be leaving the club. But he did get 7 goals and 9 assists. If we sort by assists, Sancho gets 16 assists, 28 goals as well. Rivera on his debut season in Australia getting 13 assists from right back, I assume. We've also got Mason, who we've already seen. So we're doing all right. Did Owen Apap get game time? He got nine starts in the league, 10 in total, 19 off the bench. So he's still getting kind of a bit of game time. He's actually good, isn't he? Do quite like Owen Apap. And Verstoy, is he good? Yep. He's all these numbers are going up quick. These numbers are starting to go up quick. I like it. Really do like it. We've also got actually Salama, who came through our last youth intake, who did get a few games. Didn't score any, but did get a few games off the bench. That is also pretty good to see. That's going to do it then for Season 8, with just 2 more seasons to go, Season 9 and Season 10 of this Youth Development Challenge. Can we win the Asian Champions League? Can we return back to our winning ways and actually have a much, much better season than what we did this time around? Because this time around was awful.